Hi, welcome to Wilco Whites. I'm Sean, and we're going to look at the Burnley game. Not a lot happened, did it? I'm surprised we didn't have as many shots as we did, but I think that's more how Burnley set up. They set up to draw. They do it every game. They don't want to concede. I think that's the 20th clean sheet this season. It went down to how we played. Part of it maybe what I'm seeing a lot of negativity. People wanting changes at half time, wanting Ampadu off at half time. Crazy. Saying he had a bad game. I didn't see it. It's the same old thing, isn't it? As soon as the result don't go our way, we want to throw it all in the bin and start again. I suppose it's Fark out again, is it? It's really frustrating. For me, the lineup were a bit surprising. I wasn't expecting Gruev to start. I didn't think it impacted anything we did. It was as it was, apart from Gruev for me. The back four was going to be the same, and the front four were going to be the same. It was just Gruev. Oh, I thought maybe looking at it, Burnley do have a good midfield. Maybe Daniel Farke just wanted something a bit extra in there. Again, let's not get too downbeat about this. It would a point, and it hadn't changed anything. Yes, 3 points would have been nice. Yes, more shots would have been nice. But let's not remember that Burnley. It's them. Their fans are not happy. How they're set up. Parker sets his teams up at home against the best team in the league, i.e. us, to go to play for a draw. Now, they look to me like they're set up as in a 4-4-2. Brownhill playing quite high up alongside Fleming. And when we did have the ball at the back, moving it around, they tried to press us, which I thought would work in our favour. But the downside for me was we moved it a bit too slow. I wanted a bit more directness. We allowed Burnley to get back into a defensive position, which is what the best at. We don't learn from his mistakes in that sort of sense because we've seen it time and again when we can't break teams down. But to do it against the best defensive team in the league, it's a bit mind blowing a little bit. We should know we need to move the ball quicker, not allow these teams to sit in. I thought Aronson were poor yesterday, if I had to pick anybody out. And one of the commentators, when we were watching it, he pointed it out. I think we were on a counter attack, and he could have gone a bit more direct through the middle. I think it was to Dan James, and he didn't. He decided to hold on to the ball, play it out wide to Solomon, who then slows it down, tries to cut inside. It just allowed Burnley to get back in. And he did that a few times, cutting back a lot. Why do we cut back? It's like we always want our defenders to have the ball. There's times where we can get at teams. Thought Pirro were poor. His first touch were really bad. And Brendan Aaronson's first touch were really bad. I thought it was really bad. I thought I would have liked Joseph to come on. As much as I love Pirro, I was asking for Joseph to come on in that second half. Burnley did have a few chances. A couple of times Fleming got his head onto a couple of crosses. One where Roberts and Anthony combining well down that right. Like I said, they would. It's just poor header. I'll just show you the stats. Really poor. We know stats there. We had 55% possession. Total shots 8 we had, but only 1 on target, which was Dan James in the second half. Trafford tipping it over. We had one shot, 5 block shots we had. But Burnley only had 4 shots, all 3 off target, none on target. So Melee literally had nothing to do. Yeah, I mean, they didn't even have to get into his box. Didn't Burnley? Very rare. It's hard to pick. Bogle, I thought were good. We seemed to be playing the ball down that right hand side a lot. He did look good. He looked lively. He was probably the only one I thought would probably make something happen. Solomon, he were always getting doubled up on. Anthony and Roberts were always dropping back onto him. So he didn't really have much option. Dan James didn't get a lot of space to run into, although he did cut inside with a nice run for the penalty shout with Byram when he clicked it over to Byram. I think if we had VAR and it was Premier League, that might have been given. He does get to the ball first, Byram, and Anthony does come across and he does make contact with him. Whether it's slight or not, I don't know. I could see it being given either way, but if that were against us, then yeah, I'd probably not happy with it. Referee were poor, giving some really soft free kicks away for both teams. Both teams. Really poor, again, refereeing. I thought we might have gone for it a little bit more second half. I was asking for Ramazani to come on. I don't know. Maybe I'd have brought James off instead of Solomon because James wasn't having the best of games. But again, Dan James can just produce something out of nothing. It was a real tough call. Ramazani came on and he didn't really do what we wanted him to do. I think he shot into the side netting, didn't he, towards back end. Ampadu, we'll go back to Ampadu. He made a crunching tackle on Brownhill, second half, which again the referee gave it. He got the ball. Yeah, he got part of the man, but he got the ball. These are the tackles we want to see from our captain. Great tackle. Loved it. Again, it's a point. It is a point, and it's hard. I don't want to be. I'm not going to be negative because I think it's just that it was just how Burnley set up. It's just how they set up. It's not anything really that we did wrong. It was just I thought a couple of players were off it, really, i.e. Pirro and Aronson. Again, Aronson showing why we do need a 10. Pirro showing why we do need a 9. And I hope we get something done. We've been linked to a left-back, Taggart from Newcastle. Why we don't need a left-back? Why are we getting a left-back in? Unless something's happening behind the scenes with Firpo. That's the only reason I think. If we just buy a left back, there's something wrong. It's plain to see we need a new number 10 or somebody who can play in that, or try someone else who can play in that role because, again, Aronson were poor. I mean, we were even saying I'd like that Zion Fleming. I don't know now going off last night's performance. Maybe we could have seen Firpo come on second half for Byram just to give us a bit more attacking options down that left. But then does it allow Burnley to get at us? It's a tough one. Both teams, it's hard when you've got a manager like Parker who wants to play for a draw, and then you've got a manager like Daniel Farker who's happy to come away the point away from home. It now means we have to beat Cardiff at home for me on Saturday. I think we will. I'll do a preview about that back end of the week. But I did say, I thought there'd be a lot of goals in this game. I know how wrong were I. I did think it'd be a bit more open than it was. Maybe we just nullified each other. 2 rams butting heads. That's how it looked like to me. Yeah, there's just not a lot to talk about, is there? I just don't. I don't see why we have to have this massive meltdown. I mean, I'm not going to name names, but one of the top YouTube content creators calling for 4 changes at half time. Why? Come on. I understand it's an entertainment business, and I haven't listened to any other content creators. I listened to Simon Jordan, to be honest. And you know what? He's right. It is a results business. It's not all about. I understand fans go to these games and they turned up. Leeds fans turned up in the thousands again. Horrible conditions. They want to be entertained, but there's more at stake. You're fighting for promotion. Are Burnley going to do it by not conceding goals and just scraping 1 or 2 nils? We have to understand as well with Burnley, which was interesting. They're rebuilding. When they were in the Premier League, they were getting hammered all the time. They were shocking. They've had to rebuild, and Parker's doing it. He's building from the back, solid foundation, and they will get better going forward. They did it against Plymouth, but it was only Plymouth. But they're still a work in progress. They will get better. For us, I think at the minute we are a settled team. Not a lot changed really from last season. Yes, we've had a few. The back four's not changed much, has it? System's not changed much. Remember, this is a new system this season for Burnley. And if they can start scoring more goals, they're going to be a real threat. I think they'll go up with us. Whether they go up as champions, I don't know. But it's going to be tough. Next few games, we've got some hard games coming up. Next 6 games, I think. Within that, we've got Sheffield United and Sunderland. Burnley's got an easier run, but again, it's Championship. Anybody can beat anybody. And just hoping now that Burnley do start slipping up. They were poor. They were poor last night, and they couldn't understand the frustration from the fans. But for me, I'm just taking from that game that it's a good point. It was a drab game, bad conditions. It does now, in my eyes, show me that we do need 2 signings in the 9 and the 10 position. Not a left back. Please don't just do a left back. I'll be so disappointed. We do need a new number 9 and a number 10. Or we play somebody else in that 10. And yeah, again, that's it. I can't. I've got nothing else to say about that game. But we got to take the positives, and we didn't lose. So we got a point, and we go marching on. I'll see you later. Bye.